scrappy friends, welcome to my channel today and also to the Scrappingclearly channel. As you can see, I've got something a little bit different for me in front of me. I have been really inspired by the mood board this month, which is Halloween themed, and I've gone into the Silhouette store and I've downloaded this cut file. As you can see, it says, "'Tis the season to be spooky." Now I've cut the pieces from two different pieces of pattern paper. One is from, so this black is from the Spring Fling collection by Pebbles, and then the orange is from the My Mind's Eye On Trend 2. So I've kind of got an idea of what I'm going to do with this. My husband builds some scrapbooking storage things and had some pieces of wood left over, so he created like a shadow box essentially. So I thought I would create a 3D piece, maybe to display out the front or in the front of it, in our house, come, you know, with it being closer to Halloween. So all I've got so far is my cut file. I'm going to use this as my background, and it is also from the Spring Fling collection, and it is called Chalkboard Floral. I'm going to put a coat of gesso on here so that the rest of these elements pop up. From there, I think I'm going to play with my scribble sticks. Other than that, I have no idea where I'm going with this or what I'm doing. So I'll pop you on fast forward, and I hope you enjoy. So I am back, and as you can see, I am just moving all of those cut pieces off my mat. It's not my mat, that's my background paper. And I'm just applying a really quick light coat of my white heavy gesso. I have super sped this up because it's not very exciting. So I'm sure you've all seen me apply gesso before. I'm sure you've all done it yourself. So just making sure that that colour was, those dots were faded out just enough that you could still, that those designs popped a little bit more. So I am using my scribble sticks, and I started off with the tangerine colour by itself, and you'll see what I do in a second. So first I just mush it onto the page, and you can see straight away that that colour compared to the colour of my letters that I've got over to the side is totally not the right colour, nowhere near it. The colour in the mood board is more of a reddy orange, and so I work on creating that, and I just use the tangerine colour and the ruby colour and I mix them together, and I'm much happier with that result. So again, I'm just doing the packaging technique, and I have super sped this up because this is probably the part that took me longest of the whole layout, and we've all seen it happen before. So I'm just mixing colours so I get a colour I'm happy with that's fairly close to the letters that I'm using for the "'Tis the season" part. I'm adding water. I'm using a napkin or a paper towel or something. I think it's an old baby wipe, just to soak up some of the water. Putting all my stuff on just to check if I'm happy with the placement and the colour. I really like that. Take it all off again, add a bit more colour. You can see I just keep adding colour until I get just the right orangey colour. You can see how thick and vibrant that colour is. I decide it's a bit too much, so I go back in with a bit more water, move the colour around a bit, soak some of the water up. And I just keep doing that till I'm happy with it. So here we go. I'm just going to put all those pieces back on. I was happy with that. I did decide that I wanted to give my letters a bit more of a pop, so I'm using Black Soot Distress ink and my mini ink blending tool just to ink the edges of all those letters. So my background's still drying. I've inked all those letters, and then I was really excited when I remembered that I bought this ephemera pack from Scrappingclearly some time ago, before I was even on the design team. And I was like, I haven't used all those bits. I'm going to pull them out and I'm going to get them inking. So I pulled that out while I waited for my background to dry. Remembered that I wanted to add splatters. I went to clean off that packaging and then went, hang on a second, I can reactivate that with water and I've got the right colour. So that's all I've done, just reactivated it with a bit of water, and I'm splattering with my paintbrush. By this point I was just getting a bit impatient, so you'll see in a second that I just grabbed some paper towel, there you go, and soak up the excess water. Wanted to bring some gold in since I realized I was going to be adding some gold minked bits. So I'm just using my Bling Color Shimmer Spray by Color Blast and just adding some splatters of that. You can't really see it exceptionally well on the video here, but it does look really cool in the photos and in real life, obviously, because I have it here at my house. Just adding all my pieces back in, making sure that I'm happy with it still. And then I'm going to play with a few of the ephemera pieces. So if you haven't used a mink or the ephemera pieces that you can buy, the bits that are black have been printed by a laser printer, and the bits that are black, when you put it through the machine with the foil on it, they will get minked, they will get foiled. So you can see I've got the 31 there. I decided that I'm going to glue all my bits down, and I wanted this to be straight. I'm not sure if this is going to end up out the front with our lolly chocolate basket on Halloween. It may very well do that, because obviously with young kids we go out and go trick-or-treating ourselves, and I actually take time off work so I can go, because my kids aren't going to be 5 and 7 forever. So while they want it and while they're happy for their dorky mum and dad to go with them, then that's what will happen. So I just used my ruler to make sure that was straight and then put everything else down. Now for this word spooky, I glued down the double O's in the middle, and I made sure that was dry before I glued the rest down. I knew that I wanted it where I wanted it, so yeah, I secured part of it and then glued either end. So this is my gold foil. As you can see, I'm stingy and I use every single piece of it that I can. You can see the only other things that I've minked were for Halloween. I think I did it last year and it was for the year before. So I use every single piece of foil that I can, and I foiled all my bits. You can see them in the top left hand side there. It's a couple of bats, some stars, and this 31. Obviously Halloween is the 31st. So decided to pop up the 31. I love what these gold foiled pieces bring to this page. This colour combination is not anything I would ever have thought to put together, but I really, really love it. Adding a bat up there that I also foiled. The video doesn't do the gold foiling much justice. All of the foil pieces come with indication on the packet what heat setting to use, and this heat setting said 2 to 3, and I probably could have gone 3 for that 31. You'll see in the stills, I think, that it's not perfectly minked, but I'm totally happy with it. Like, it doesn't bother me. There's a couple of black bits still showing. It is Halloween. It is a bit kind of dark and dingy, and yeah. So here is the shadow box that my husband created. It wasn't quite dry, so I just wanted to check how it fit. I've come back and I've inked the edges of my paper. As you can see by my little craft there, I was really happy with the finished design. There are some close-ups here. You can really see the foiled beautifulness. I love it. It's gorgeous. Scrappingclearly store is open again. So I will make sure I link everything in the blog post and in the description box below. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Otherwise, I shall see you in my next video. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.